Hey guys, welcome to the CE Tool. Then on today's video, we're not going to be doing a review, but we're going to be doing a how-to video on changing the coils on a 2018 Ford Edge. This applies from 2015 to I believe 2019 for the Ford Edge model. We diagnosed bad coils here, so there's misfires. So we have the fix. It's just brand new coils, OEM, of course, Motorcraft for the Ford stock engine. All right, so let's get to it. All right, so here is our loadout for the day. Probably not going to need, this is an overdoing it as usual, what I normally do. I'm just going to use the nano sockets or the Tecton stubby sockets. But other than that, we're just going to go to town. Here's our top down. I'm going to turn the top down on. Scan tool. The top down one, by the way, guys. And we're going to show you a little bit of what's going on. But yeah, this is diagnosed. We have the brand new coils here. This is a 4-cylinder 2.0 EcoBoost, and all we need is 4 coils. So we're just going to change them all out and not have to worry about no more dumb misfires. All right, guys. So here is the top done one. We already got it here, the topology list. Have it on auto scan. Here we go. There we go. We're getting all the reds that we usually get. Let's see. A lot of red there. So this is the one we want to really look at, is the PCM. A lot of the usual culprits. Alright, so this is our topology section now. PCM. There it is, cylinder misfire. So we have cylinder misfire detected, cylinder 1, cylinder 2. So originally it was cylinder 1 and 3, but we did the old switch the coils over from one to the next, and that's one of the main ways, the easiest way actually to diagnose a bad coil, an ignition coil. So we got a random misfire detected. We do have our check engine light right there on, and misfire detected on startup. There you go. Ignition coil A primary control circuit open, and ignition coil B primary control circuit opened. So basically, we did other checks too with a scan tool and stuff like that, but the main test was just switching the coils. So basically, we have 2 bad coils, cylinder 1 and 2. But like I said, it was cylinder 1 and 3 originally, but we moved them around and then we moved them back, and then we just kept 1 and 2 there. So we're just going to show you guys how to change the coils. I'm going to shut the car off, and we're not going to clear it yet. We'll clear it after, but there's other things invalid. See, like I said, this is all kind of like just like stupid stuff. The usual ABS problem, electronic parking brake enabled, BCM, that's the TPMS sensors, which we will be doing in a future fix. Lost communication with transmission control module, and we're going to clear all this stuff up, and then if it comes back, it comes back. But a lot of stuff is inconsequential right now other than the PCM. So that's our setup here. This is our topology map here from our top down. Alright, so I'm going to get to it. Alright, so here is our loadout. And we're going to be working right here. First things first, put the gloves on. And then I'm going to pop up the top of this. We're going to have to remove the exhaust over here, the hose. All right, so first things first, let's pop this up. It sucks being short, guys. All right, here's our coils. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we have to remove this, get that out of the way. We're gonna remove some of this other stuff too, these 2 hoses, and go from there. Plus we'll zoom in so you guys can see what I'm doing here, and some people can see how to do this job. Alright guys, we're gonna take out the screw over here all the way there. It's gonna be tough to record and doing this at the same time, guys, so just bear with me, guys. Alright, this is gonna be in a 7mm screw, so we're gonna loosen that up. Put that in reverse. I had it tighten. Alright, let's go. Alright. Now comes the part where we have to remove this hose. We want to remove this thing too. The air filter is. So now we can remove this easily. The other thing is getting in there. Alright, so let's get this. Kind of tough over there. Let me get my mini pry bar. Yeah, we can use this one. Use that one. There's a pain in the butt. There you go. Got it. So you just have to pry. I got this mini Mac Tools purple pry bar, and we'll get that out of there. Thought I had it all the way out. I only had it partially out. So, sorry guys. Okay. Now we gotta get this one out too. Take my glasses off for this because there we go. We got this one out. This one you have to squeeze both sides to get it out. This one's more of a pain because of the leverage. So let's see if I can get it out or not. I do have a pick. Let's use one of these picks over here and see if we can get it activated here. And we got to get this rest of this hose out too. Always something. Alright guys, so we lifted this up, this yellow top piece. Now to get it out is you got to push it, see this little tab right here in the middle? You got to push it down and it comes off. So now we have these two hoses off. So this one was a double pinch on each side. This one is, you lift this locking tab up with the little mini pry bar or with any pry bar, screwdriver or whatever. And then this side has to go down at the same time. So we have that all out. Now we can get the rest of this part off. 13 millimeter right there bolt, and let's put it on the, oh wait a minute, darn it, I got a 1/2 inch. I brought the 1/2 inch. I meant to get the 3/8, so I brought the 1/2 inch. Let me go get the 3/8. All right guys, we're gonna take out the bolts over here on this, the air hose there. Let me just aim the camera. This one right here, that's 13 millimeters. Put that over here. And let's see what else we got over here. Maybe we can pull it out and kind of like fish it to the side. Yep. Nice. We got it out. I don't think we need to go that far. All right, we need to pull out on these end ones. There's a little tab over here, a little plastic tab. You're gonna have to pry it out. I don't know. Let me get the. Let me see if I can find it. All right, sorry about that. All right, so we have this little tab, this little plastic tab. Just get a pry bar or a screwdriver, flathead screwdriver, and just pop it right out, because that's where the hose is kind of like on it. There's another one at the other end of the, where is it? Right there. I don't know if the camera shows it. Let me try to get you guys in focus over here. This is definitely a tough camera job. There it is. Let me get this. Putting it in this flexible tripod's a pain, but so it's right here, and you just gotta like pry it up, just like we just did just now with the other one. And you hear that little snappy sound. All right, guys, we did it. One step down, and now we just have to figure out. I think that one might be an 8. Is that an 8? Let's find out. That might be an 8. Nope. That's it. I mean, that's a 7 over here, so it's got to be an 8. Alright, let's put the 8 millimeter on. I'm pretty sure it's an 8. Perfect, it is an 8. Let's put it on this one. Let's see if I can get to it. Oh. Alright, I want to need a shorter extension on this one. Let me get a shorter one. Alright, so we got the swivel one on, swivel socket, so that way you can get it in there better. Because this one's going to be a pain in the butt to get. There it is. There it is. We got it out. Thank God for the swivel socket. That was actually not bad. Alright, now these, I wonder if this one's an 8, because they look a different size. So let me try. Oh, no, they are. They're an 8. Oh, they look smaller to me. So that's an 8 as well. All right, let me get these out. So we got the the bolts off there, right here, right here. But this one's got the stud because of that little plastic thing. And this one's going to have that same thing over here on the end. Let me try to get all this stuff out of the way. It is, everything's in the way. So you got that one loose, you got that one loose, and I'm just going to get this one loose. All this stuff's in the way, guys. They don't make it easy for guys. Let me try a ratchet with this one. I'm going to try just a 1/4 inch ratchet and break it that way. Because we have minimal room in here. Very minimal. Use the snappy. Snap-on ratchet, guys. Extra long length. This is the snap-on locking flex head. Just gotta put that damn weapon of choice. This is the extra long 3/8. So let's see if we can get that one. Right orientation now. That's nice and loose. Now we can pop these suckers up. Well, first, before we do that, we got to take these clips right off. They just snap back easily. Pull them right out. And one thing you got to do is you want to be very gentle with these. You don't want to pop them right out. You want to wiggle them out. But first, let's get the bolts out of here. 1, 2, 3, and 4. We're going to put the bolts in the container over here. And we're going to pop these out. So like I said, you want to kind of gently wiggle them out. You don't want to like put a lot of stress on them. So this is the, let me just zoom out. The boot here, that's one of the boots. There it is, second boot. Third boot. And last but not least, fourth boot. So we have the 4 boots. Here are the replacements. Take these out of the packaging, and we're going to throw a little bit of dielectric grease in them because we want to keep our circuitry, electronic equipment here in good shape. Alright, so we're going to put some dielectric grease here. We have some CRC dielectric grease, and that way we can protect the circuits. Let's move this one over just a little bit. There we go. We're going to do that to the 4 that we're putting in. The other ones are trash. You don't need a lot, guys. Just a little bit goes a long way. So you want to orient it in the direction, the same direction that you put them in, took them out in. Because you want your clips to fit in there, so just make sure you got it all. You want to like push it in until it's in there, and I can feel an engagement with the spark plug, so that's good. All right, let's get to stepping. All right, we're gonna do the same thing over here. Oops, I squeezed a little bit too much on that one, but we could throw some in the other one. There we go. And get the step in on this one. There we go. Perfect. Alright, so now we can just turn this tab around, put the cap back on the thing, and we can just throw these right in. Pop them right in. That's it. You definitely want to make sure all your ignition coil boots are all engaged. Like I said, you got to make sure they're all pushed in. And then here's the last one. Pretty easy job, guys. Pretty easy, not that bad, guys. It really isn't. All right, so first ones I'm going to put in are going to be the ones with the outside studs. So I'm going to put these in first. I use the ratchet on this one. I'm going to pre-thread it first, and then I'll put the clips in after. And make sure everything's pushed right in. There we go. Snug that one up. This one's going snugging in. And we're almost there. Now we got to do the other two, which is one right here. And just continue going forward. So apparently I think the boots weren't probably engaging very well with the spark plugs. So they changed the engine on this car last year, because luckily it was still in the warranty, and because otherwise it would have been 12 grand. Because there's a defect in the design of these engines where the steel is too thin, and it warps the area where the spark plugs are. And then what happens is you get a catastrophic engine failure. And you gotta go for an engine swap, guys. And that's what happened to this car. But luckily, I don't know how, but we just made it. So this happened in September, and it was like September 20th, and the warranty ran out on the end of September. So September 31st was the last day of the warranty. So we actually had literally 11 days, and it also the warranty said up till September 31st of 2025 or 100,000 miles. So we had like 98,000 miles at the time on this vehicle. So we were 2,000 miles away, or 11 days away from the warranty expiring. Let me tell you, we got off scot-free on this one. I don't even know how we got lucky on that one. I'm gonna tighten this one up, because that one's gonna be a pain in the butt to get to. And we're just tightening them just snug. You don't want to over tighten them. You want to just a little snug, just enough. We're gonna pop these things right back on. Where's mine? I'm gonna use my pry bar to kind of push this tab down, and I'm gonna use my pry bar to push this tab down. I gotta say, these little pry bars are friggin' awesome, guys. I will say that. All right, can we get to this one? I'm sure we can, because I just didn't have. Let me get the swivel. Let me see if I can get a little bit more reach in there with the swivel, because this thing is really embedded in there, and we want to make sure that we can get it snug enough. Alright. The swivel will work on this very easily. Alright. Just gotta go a little bit more. Perfect. Just like I said, guys, just a little snug. Now we can put the clips back in. Make sure you push it in really nice. So put the tab in and slide everything, and then slide the white part in, and it's gonna flare out. Otherwise, it won't flare out. There it is. You'll get a feel for it flaring out. And that's pretty much it, guys. There it is. And now let's put these air hoses back in. I need to get a stool. I'm too short. That's my problem, guys, is I'm too short. I need a ladder. All right, got the stool here. So now I can actually get in this engine compartment a lot easier and finagle this inside. There it is. Look at that, guys. Perfect. And now I can just put the bolt on this 13 millimeter back onto here. And let's use we'll use the full speed thing here. This is much easier, guys. I should have done this from the get-go, is just put that Alright, go wobble. Put the wobble on. Activate the wobble. Just snug enough. Perfect. Now all we have to do is just put this stuff together and we should be good. Alright, so let's put this thing back on. Okay, and then this hose goes back on. Alright, we got the hoses back on, we got that on. Now it's just putting the filter cover back on and putting this back in. And we have to tighten up the hoses over there too. And then we're good. This should slide right in. Shouldn't give us much of a problem. Perfect. Perfection. Alright, we got it in. Now we just got to angle this so we can get the cover back on. Get on the stool again so I can see. Like I say, this little stool is handy as heck. Perfect. And we're gonna use the, where did I put that? 7 millimeter. All right, got the 7 mil here. Get the snap on thing. And now Now we can tighten this one up. Perfect. That's good and snug. Let me just make sure I put this on. I'm trying to chew up on me. That's going to chew on the hose a little bit, so we want to make sure that's kind of pushed in. Alright, that's good, guys. This thing's in pretty good. Alright, so we got the hose in, the air hose. All we need now is just to put this back on, and that'll do the installation of the coils. Just gotta line this thing up. You gotta feel that there's no pushing bumps. There we go. Alright, that's it, guys. Now we can go clear the code and you guys can see the action. Alright guys, we're going to close up the hood. I think we're good now. Perfect. I'm going to take you guys off the tripod. Here was the loadout. There's the top down. And there's the famous stool. I should have just used that from the get-go. Alright, top down. Let's get clear the DTC codes. Alright. Let's turn the car on. And clear DTCs. Alright. Just clear it again. Off. Ignition on. And then engine off. So ignition on, engine off. Yes. Ignition on. Okay. The DTCs have been successfully cleared. Okay. Now let's go to the DTCs, the topology map here, performing tests. Just shut off the air. No trouble codes, perfect. And then we just have to confirm. Let's do another auto scan just for the heck of it. Auto scan. Look at that, PCM, all green because we cleared, and I'm sure we're all good now. We cleared a lot of that crap that was red, huh? Like I say, this top down one is fantastic. This one's not doesn't have support for an oscilloscope, but I'm gonna upgrade this at some point so I can get an oscilloscope in there. The BCM, of course, body control module. That's for the TPMS sensors for the tires. So that's gonna definitely show up. Other than that, we're golden, guys. We did it. System list. Confirm. Yes, we want to exit. Yep, we're gonna remove that. The VCI is here. This, by the way, this is running on Bluetooth, so we're doing it the wireless way, but we can do the wired. We have a wired attachment that you can attach this to that, the VCI. But other than that, we should be good. Now I can turn the car on. And I'm not feeling the issue here anymore. And other than the TPMS light, everything's on. And boy, it sounds awesome. No more shaking, claking. clanking and shaking. So yeah, we fixed it. It's so smooth. All right, guys. So if you guys like this video, hit the like button, subscribe, share, hit the bell for notifications. As always, have yourselves a good day, good night, and hype the videos if you can. And we're gonna DTC ourselves out. The CE Tool Den is out.